Hey guys. Okay, so this video was inspired by Ranger Review because they do Ranger rants and I really like it, so I'm gonna do one myself. Okay, so this one is about a second to last episode of ZEO, and it's like a Christmas episode. I forgot like season something. I just watched it and I don't know why, but it's just a random episode. Like I'm gonna do random episodes because I just it's just ones that I watched recently. So yeah. This episode starts out as Tommy being an old man, and a kid comes over and he's telling him the story. Like, you're not supposed to know it's Tommy, but you can really hear his voice. And yeah, so basically what happens is he starts to have a story, and then like all the people are there, and like some guy that I don't even know, and yeah, and so they're doing this like seasonal like benefit or like party or something, and so they all start out fine and everything. They're all talking about food and stuff and all the different cultures and like backgrounds, and then so what happens is I don't know if I'm saying this in order because I just saw it, but then I kind of just saw it, but then I kind of saw it like a while ago. So yeah, yeah. So then what happens is I think it's like they go to the command center thing, and then not Tommy, then Alpha's like opening a present and he gives bunny slippers. Yeah, I think it's really funny that a robot's gonna wear bunny slippers around the command center, and yeah. And so he's like, oh my god, Sora, thank you, it's just what I wanted. And then it's like the entire thing's like decorating the Christmas decorations. I'm like, I didn't know that like a floating head and a robot celebrate Christmas. So it's kind of weird. And then he programs a thing, like I think in the Mighty Morphin episode, the bad blue one or something, and like you could make the thing like Zordon look like something, like you made him look like with a mustache and glasses and all that. So Alpha made him with a Santa hat and yeah, and I think a mustache. It was like really funny looking. So then they go to Machine Empire, and basically they're chatting about what's happening there, and then they're like saying like, what are they doing? Why are they so happy? And then the guy answers like, oh, they're going, it's like Christmas time or something, and blah blah blah. And so then they do a plan, and then Prince Sprocket comes down, and then he uses his device with his cogs and stuff. You know, every time I say that I think of Toontown. Cogs. I call my brother a cute face cog.
What did you say about me?
Nothing. Okay, so then what happens is they do the device, and then everybody turns basically to like they hate each other, and like they only care about their holidays. So then like they're all fighting, then one leaves, and then he's like, oh, give me a Christmas tree, and then like, oh no, your Christmas is my Kwanzaa, and then they're like, oh no, it's my Hanukkah. It's like, that's why Korea doesn't even celebrate holidays, because of all of this stuff. And then they're all like, well, why don't you just go fetch me a Christmas tree? And I'm like, weird. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so basically, then after that, they basically just, I thought they all left, and then they come back and they're still fighting, so that's just weird. And then they keep showing Tommy back and forth, and they continue doing the story. So then, basically what happens is some weird little girl comes and like, I have this for the holiday, Daddy, and it's a picture of like all boys and girls and every different shape, size, color, blah, 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 blah. And then there she like sings a song like, Daddy, 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 da, Daddy, Daddy, da. And it's really kind of weird. No offense to her, she's still out there, or anybody related to her. Yeah. So then the thing is like off of them in the spell, and then they're all happy and stuff. This was kind of a really stupid episode, and like there was no fighting or anything, and no ranger, not or something, and a little girl singing did a spell, and I mean it like lifted the spell. Which is kind of weird, because, yeah. think I have to go with some elaborate plan or something to get that away. So yeah. Me and my friend made a video earlier, but it was on her channel, and I don't think it came on, so now I have to do it again. Okay, so as I was saying, yeah, so then what happens is, yeah, that's pretty much, and then they do the holiday party, and they're all celebrating and stuff, and they're happy, and then finally, when the end of the story, they show Tommy's face, and he looks really weird. Like, this is not tied to Dino Thunder. I mean, like, he doesn't look anything like it. I mean, I know that he's not that old, but then stuff, and yeah. And then what's really weird is then you see Cat, like, an old lady, and then I'm like, yeah, you really still have a relationship with that, because in Dino Thunder, he wasn't even with anybody. He made no mention of her whatsoever, and you never, like, saw the last episode. She was there with the prom party or something. So I thought that was kind of weird. Like, they weren't thinking about Dino Thunder bringing him back and stuff. So yeah, they should have probably planned every episode out in every show so that everything could, like, tie in together. Yeah. And then the son comes over, and they're like, "Oh, I got it," because the communicator beast. And then Tommy looks like, "Oh my God, is that me?" And then so does Cat. But I'm like, "Oh no, isn't this the son?" And then he's like, "Oh, I got it." And I'm like, "Really? Still that communicator?" Because I mean, they have new communicators and new technology and stuff. So I don't think they're really gonna have the same communicator. It's not like Zordon's still there. I mean, like, he was destroyed in space. I mean, if he's a grandpa, then he's that young in Dino Thunder. That's like a while, like, into the future. I mean, it would be weird if they actually showed his son in a future thing. Yeah, so I guess this is kind of pretty much it. Yeah. Okay, well, bye. Rate, comment, subscribe. Oh, and any ideas I have if I do any more Ranger Rants, because I just love Ranger, because I just love a Ranger Rant, Ranger review. So, no offense if I say anything you said, and if I say anything that you said, it's just because, I agree with you or something. Well, okay. Rate, comment, subscribe,